So, let's talk about this URL homecoming event that just ended. You got some highs and some lows with this event. One, the event didn't start when it said it was going to start. That's the first thing. The event was supposed to start at 3. Didn't really start till like 3:45, 4 o'clock. So, first battle, K-Slade versus Stumbles. That was the first battle to kick off the event. Definitely the battle that should have started it. K-Slade 30. Definitely K-Slade showed that he's a star. Is the other way to put it. K-Slade showed he's a star. Stumbles was doing good in his first, other than the fact that he started rapping and then started stumbling and having to bring the bars back. His pacing was off. Like, his first was dope, but once his pace started being off and the momentum started being off, it just kind of went downhill for Stumbles. He brought the Midnight Madness belt with him, and I'm like, oh shit, Stumbles brought the belt with him, so he got reaction with that. Initially with this battle, when I saw it, as far as K-Slade and Stumbles, I'm like, oh, they cool, they homies. It's gonna be a buddy type of battle. It was definitely anything but that. Um, K-Slade came out bombing in his first. Automatically got the first round. I'm like, okay. K-Slade's on a man on a mission. Just the way that K-Slade started off the battle. So I'm like, yeah, he a man on a mission. So I'm like, cool. Second round comes. K-Slade is bombing. Bars, delivery, performance, his aggression. Like, his energy is just, like, all went up. It seemed like his second round. So I'm like, alright. K-Slade's trying to prove a point, trying to show he belongs. So I'm like, okay, he's really talking to Stumbles. So I'm like, alright, cool. Stumbles second was cool, but I think Stumble started to lose the crowd with his momentum and having to keep bringing the bars back. Stumbles kind of lost people with it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Second round goes. I'm like, damn, it's K-Slade 2-0. And I'm like, all right. Third round comes. K-Slade still bombing, but it's like K-Slade took it up even more a notch. And I'm like, the bars, the performance, the delivery, the aggression, the energy. Like, by the time K-Slade hit his third, it was just like the crowd's chanting, leave him alone. So I'm like, oh, it's getting bad for Stumbles. Now, granted, Stumbles had good bars. But his pacing, the momentum, the bringing it back, messed up his performance. That's really what it came down to. So K-Slade 30. K-Slade is definitely a star as far as URL. Simply put. Stumbles is a star, but Stumbles gotta get the momentum and the pacing together for him. Because he had bars, but those things were messing up for him. Next battle from that, you had. Let's talk about some of the bars. Because K-Slade had some bars that were worth quoting in this battle. K-Slade had the I'ma put so many gators on this shirt. Lacrosse gonna try to sue me. And then he had the life changing bricks. I'm talking Infinity to the Tesla. And then he had nigga love calling this mother. I'ma have him texting through a Ouija board. K Slade had the quotables. He had the quotables throughout the battle. Stumbles had a good quotable too. He had to charge my phone on your casket because I know it's a plug in it. Now, anybody who follows K Slade, you know he's talking about plug talk. So that was a quotable from Stumbles. Like, fire battle. Definitely look forward to seeing who both of them battle. Next battle was Arsenal and Swamp. Um, I was never excited for Arsenal versus Swamp. I'm gonna keep it a bit. I was never excited for the battle. Um, it's really a debatable battle. Neither one of them really like turned up. This battle was just okay. I had Swamp the first round. I had round two really been debatable. Both of their round twos really wasn't that good. And then round three, I gave Swamp. And I gave Swamp the third because his was actually like directed in like battling Arsenal. Arsenal third was just him just rapping about everything but Swamp. So, and another thing, Arsenal keeps mentioning about Murder Mook. Either battle that man or shut the hell up at this point. Like, that's just what it comes down to. You gonna keep mentioning about Murder Mook. Battle or shut up. Um, Ars mentioning Mook's mother and she's passed. That's definitely not cool. Um, like Arsenal takes the disrespect to a whole nother level that's just like it's unwarranted. But Arsenal versus Swamp was probably my least favorite battle out of the battles that we saw tonight. Um, I definitely want to see Swamp battle again. Arsenal, I can do without seeing him battle. If he's not gonna really battle his opponent and just be up there just rapping, saying just anything. The battle that I cared about the most off this card was Jazz the Rapper versus Vixen. I Jazz 30. That's the nicest way that I can put it. Jazz 30 piece. Jazz got up there and wowed out on Vixen, which I expected with Jazz battling at home in New York. Having a home game definitely does matter. It definitely matters. Um, Jazz just showed just levels, performance, delivery, moments, jokes, and then Jazz with her angles, like her angling far as in the battle, like Jazz and her setups and her angles and the way that she put it together, it was just perfect for battling Vexen. And then like Jazz's third, she put on the New York Fitted. So can't get into specifically what happened in that third round, but Jazz just upped it every round. And here's the thing: Vixen had bars, but something about her pacing and her delivery and the momentum just was going. It was like it was just down. I mean, if that's how you feel, that's cool. But I have it as Jazz 30 as of now. I'll watch the battle again. You know, Jazz definitely showed the levels in that battle. Vixen had bars, just her pacing and delivery was off because you can tell when Vixen was going and like rapping and getting into it, Jazz was like doing her face and doing her head, like when Vixen was really like getting like really rapping. So it's like you can tell Vixen knew she was off too, with how she was. See, this is the thing. Jazz is very strategic when she battles. So even if Jazz started out slow, and Vixen just seemed off either way. But Vixen had bars. So that's the one thing. This battle, it wasn't even really that Vixen had to automatically win the battle. Because Jazz won the battle, Vixen won the war because Vixen was in a lose-lose situation. Battling Jazz at home in New York at Irving Plaza, it was a setup. It was like a lose-lose situation. So for Vixen to be able to fight through all 3 rounds and the crowd not really trying to hear what she got to say and finish it, like you can't tell Vixen nothing. You know, the best case scenario was for Vixen and Jazz to have a debatable. Like, that was the worst case scenario. It really doesn't do anything for either one of them status wise. Jazz is still gonna be Jazz. Vixen's still gonna be the person that people still want to battle. Because I still don't think a lot of other females would have even made it through their 3 rounds in that situation. So we call it what it is. Um, that's just the truth of the matter. Um, but they both looked the part in that battle. Jazz and Vixen was I had picked it to be my battle of the night. Um, as far as back and forth go, it's still my battle of the night. Jazz and Vixen still my battle of the night. Jazz definitely got performance of the night. Like Jazz was just too comfortable up there. Um, too comfortable rapping and everything, and it really didn't matter what Vixen really did because it was just too much and too late. Like salute the Vixen for even what taking Jazz in New York. That's the first thing. Like so she knew that was the first thing against her, and then New York crowds are gonna boo as soon as you stumble or anything. It started. That's just automatically how it goes. So Jazz and Vixen definitely battle of the night. Jazz got performance of the night. And then the last battle was Geechee versus Mook. Geechee versus Mook. Um, I got Mook winning. I got Mook winning. But here the only like it's a couple of things with that battle. They weren't gonna let Mook lose at home. And they was eating up everything Mook was saying. That's another thing. The crowd was eating up everything Mook was saying. And the folks behind him and the folks in the crowd were gassing a lot of things what Mook was saying. We're not gonna lie, we're gonna call that as is. They were gassing a lot of things Mook was saying. Geechee had some bars and the crowd wasn't even reacting. Now, for me, do I think Geechee played on the whole Mook recorded his conversation with Drake thing in the second round? Yes, I think he played on that a little too long in the second round. And after the point, it got redundant. He should have moved on to something else. Serious Jones was jumping up and down, acting like a groupie behind Mook. That was distracting too. Watching that battle. We're watching that battle. Like, I think even Mook turned around and told him to relax. Usually, I would think that Rex would have been the one jumping up and down, acting crazy. He wasn't. He was just behind Mook chilling. Like, Serious Jones, like, you gotta relax, bruh. You gotta relax. And, like, Geechee had bars, but the crowd really wasn't trying to hear what he had to say. They weren't gonna let Mook lose. But Mook had bars. Mook did it surprisingly better than I expected. Clearly, Mook has definitely been watching some of the newer battles and taking into consideration from the last time he's battled up until now. He didn't talk through Geechee's rounds or anything. Like, he was a good sport as far as the battle. And then he didn't overrap. Granted, Mook's rounds seemed very long, but it was because of crowd reaction. Because of crowd reaction, they seemed very, very long. But overall, Mook versus Gotti was a good battle. Mook won. I think in a small room anywhere else, Geechee Gotti had a better chance of winning the battle. Um, but overall, that was a good battle. And K Shine versus Jack Boy, for whatever reason, didn't happen. URL really didn't go into too much detail with it, but they did say K Shine was there and Jack Boy was there, so not sure to why that battle didn't happen. But they are gonna reschedule K Shine and Jack Boy. That was another battle I was really hyped for seeing. So it's unfortunately it didn't happen. But salute to URL for even starting later but still having the event end by a reasonable time. Man, everybody was in the building for what I can see. You had Ghostface Killer, Fizz from B2K was there, Remy Ma, Babs, um, Fabulous. I think I saw that Busta Rhymes was in the building. Like, with them being in New York, of course, the stars and celebrities were gonna pop out for sure. Um, Smack even dropped the cars for the rest of the battles for volume 10 going down December the 10th. You get he announced DNA versus Kid Chaos, Rum Nitty versus Fonz, Calico versus Charlie Clips. And another thing is they already have recorded their face-offs as far as volume 10, because they showed some of the clips when they announced the battles. So December 10th, volume 10, that's gonna be on Caffeine. Check that out. Um, he gave the rest of the cards to Traffic 5, which is going down November 19th, and Phoenix, Arizona. He got Yoshi versus RX, Tink the Demon versus Loso, and the matchup I care about the most, other than Rum Nitty versus Bill Collector, Chess versus Saint. So Smacking Beasley URL, they're definitely working. And we're definitely getting some battles that we've been asking for. So hopefully they get the Jack and K Shine battle settled. Because the next K Shine battle I want to see is him versus Twerk. I need to see that. But overall, Homecoming was pretty good. It was a pretty good event. I can't complain. I can't complain. Jazz and Vixen got the battle of the night. Jazz got performance of the night. And I would say, if we talk about out of newer guys, K Slade definitely solidified his spot as being a new star in the making as far as the newer guys, as far as URL. Like, he just was eating up the moment. He seemed very comfortable on that stage. Like, the bright lights and Urban Plaza and the crowd boing was just not a factor for K Slade. Um, Overall, good event, URL. I can't complain. Um, yeah, I can't complain. Overall, good battle. Definitely find out what y'all got next. I'm hoping to see some more female battles. That's what I'm hoping for.